Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you greetings from the Eastern Cape. And it's really good to be here. And I'd like to thank the Emasa conference organizers for this opportunity to present one of our projects. And also for the privilege of being involved in hearing people who are passionate about what they're doing in education in South Africa. I've been involved in education for 25 years. I hope that's hard to believe. And during that time, I have witnessed and experienced the many changes, and I'm deeply aware of the stress that accompanies being part of this profession. I'm also deeply grateful for the joy and the rewards that come in being involved in young lives. And just this week, I received a text message from a past pupil who's currently completing her honours degree against very difficult odds. She grew up in a township in Port Elizabeth. She's completed her BCom degree. She's busy with her honours, and she's moving on to articles at an accounting firm next year. She rose above her circumstances with great determination, and she is set for a very successful life. She texted me to invite me for coffee, to catch up and to fill me in on what's happening in her life. Now that kind of interaction rekindles the fire in any educator's heart. And we've done this from time to time over the years since she left school. And there's a tremendous sense of inspiration that comes in just hearing her story. But that kind of interaction doesn't happen every day. And we know that success stories like that can be few and far between. And for many educators, that fire within can die down and become a pile of ashes. If we speak to educators about the challenges in education today, there are many. But I think one of the major challenges that we face is that of discipline. And it's a reason for many quality people leaving the profession and others suffering from a state of disillusionment and burnout. In 2005, the trustees of the General Motors South Africa Foundation expressed their concern at the state of discipline in our schools. And the foundation manager was tasked to initiate a project which would tackle this problem. And with the strong support of our Port Elizabeth District Office of Education, a pilot project was initiated, and the first seeds of peace were sown in our Port Elizabeth schools. Notice the word partnership. Notice the fact that there's been a sense of real connecting with our Department of Education in the Eastern Cape. Our hope was to create harmonious teaching and learning environments by addressing this issue of discipline in a holistic way. The partnership between the Foundation and the Department of Education and our Peace Promoting Schools project was born. Traditionally, education focuses on the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. But our Peace Promoting Schools project is founded on the belief that we need to include a 4th R, that of relationships. Relationships are central to creating an environment that is conducive to teaching and learning. And we know that relationships are key to the success of any school and go a long way in determining the morale of any educational institution, really. And when relationships are focused on, people can learn effectively. When relationships are strained or conflict-ridden or there's dysfunction, then discipline problems simply escalate. It was Mary Pfeiffer who said in her book, "Rules without relationship lead to rebellion." And this was referred to last night by Professor Jansen. Students need love and discipline. there's a sense of one and the other. It's not just the discipline. There's a context of relationship that is so incredibly important. But because we're human, we've got to deal with conflict. It's inevitable. And it's the way that we deal with conflict that is going to make all the difference. And throughout history, communities have employed different ways of conflict resolution. And children have learned informally via parents and community members on how to deal with conflict. And it's only more recently that it's come into the actual education system. Because we know that when conflict is managed well, it's very useful. But if it's not managed well, it's really like fire. It can escalate and be out of control. Fire, well managed, is extremely valuable. But if not, it can be extremely damaging. And so it is with conflict. So in peace education, we're taking concepts into the classroom and into education for the first time in recent years. The thought is that through peace education, educators can help those without power to become more powerful. It's about teaching ways of handling conflict. So through a partnership with the Port Elizabeth District Office, this project has been piloted. It was conceptualized, it was piloted, it was refined and replicated, and we've learned many lessons along the way. The idea is to systematically address the issue of conflict in schools. That is the purpose of this project. We've also felt that there's needed to be a broadening of focus, and we include the addressing of factors that deal with the general atmosphere in the school, the attitudes of and the relationships between principal, educators, learners, and parents, because obviously that's going to affect the school setting tremendously. So those are some of the aspects that we focus on in the program. The Peace Promoting Schools project, that's what it's all about. That's what I'm talking about today. And it can be likened to a wheel with 7 spokes, each of the spokes representing a different program under the banner of the Peace Promoting Schools project. And here they are. Building Peaceful Classrooms is a classroom management program equipping teachers with conflict resolution strategies and classroom management techniques. Peer mediation equips learners with conflict resolution strategies as well as peer mediation techniques. Peace Club, that's an extramural activity, fostering peace and community involvement. Seeds of Compassion is a wonderful foundation phase program teaching empathy. It's targeted at grade 3 learners. Peace Lessons, intermediate phase, CAPS aligned, and teachers are given a series of lessons that they can teach during the life skills slot. School Safety refers to our program that encourages the development of an excellent school safety policy and also helps schools with their evacuation plan. And then Parenting Heart to Heart, this program focuses on partnering with parents in raising children, and there we have the school and the parents partnering effectively to build children who can handle conflict constructively. The 7 programs. One of the mantras that is synonymous with our Peace Promoting Schools project is peace begins with me. And the amazing thing about this program is that the educators are drawn to the project because there's so much in it for them. Our Building Peaceful Classrooms program focuses on topping up the emotional tanks of our teachers. And somebody referred to this last night. How do we reach our teachers? I think this is a way of reaching our teachers, topping up their tanks. And through this program, there's a 3-fold purpose. It's directed at principals and teachers, and it fosters unity in the staff room. It promotes self-development, and it also equips teachers with classroom management strategies and positive approaches to discipline. This is a quote that has become central to our peace-promoting schools project. Nature uses conflict as its primary motivator for change, creating beautiful beaches, canyons, mountains, and pearls. Conflict can be seen as a flight of energy in which neither side loses and a new dance is created. It's not whether you have conflict in your life, it's what you do with it that makes all the difference. And our educators go back to this time and time again. Teaching Generation Y is no mean feat, and our teachers share their stories of struggle, how gangsterism, pregnancy, neglect, learning barriers really impact on their attempt at getting students to master the schoolwork. And then they still have to cope with discipline issues. And so often discipline carries a negative connotation. But if we think about it, in the word discipline, there are words like training, educating, nurturing. And so we really believe that we can teach positive approaches to discipline. In terms of the lessons that we've learned, there are many. We've made many mistakes. We have had to rethink material. We've had to rethink approaches. We've had to rewrite material. But there are some really valuable lessons that we've taken with us along the way. And the first is that relationships are key. Relationships are key. Our relationship with the Department of Education, our relationship with principals, with teachers, they are the ones who take the programs back into our schools, and they facilitate. Our second lesson is that we need to acknowledge. Acknowledgement is crucial. Mentoring in the schools, supporting, valuing people, and just allowing them to feel that their work is appreciated. And thirdly, that our material is user-friendly. Each of these programs is accompanied by a facilitator guide, and we offer training in terms of implementation. Peace education is not just about the program, it's about a way of being. It's about relationships, it's about interacting, it's about valuing people and encouraging them in their school contexts. And I'd like to close with the words of Robert Fulghum, because we need to acknowledge that this work is not easy. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes hard work, and we're incredibly grateful for the partnership that we've been able to form with the Department of Education, and we hope that this work will extend beyond the borders rather of the Eastern Cape. And in the words of Robert Fulghum, peace is not something that we wish for. It's something that we make, it's something that we do, it's something that we are, it's something that we give away. Thank you for listening.